Welcome back. Peace Reflections. I'm gonna pin the comment. Topic. So, there's been a lot that has transpired. Peace Reflections. Peace to all the gods. Welcome. Peace Reflections. Okay, so today is the update. I know that maybe the day before yesterday, we posted a meme saying that there was going to be an update. So much has transpired since that day. It's been ridiculous. So I'm going to tell y'all everything that happened. Prior to me putting up the update meme, we were doing everything that we could with our lawyer to get the release of Chief. So this is what we had to go through. First of all, Chief is still currently locked up in the Nicaraguan police station. We are still bringing him food 3 times a day. And every Tuesday, I go to see him. I only seen him twice since he's been in there. And that's only on Tuesdays for 30 minutes. So I have seen Chief 2 times since all of this transpired. The first time I talked to him, I was telling him like everything that was going on. Some of the things that we need to do to get him released and everything like that. Had to wait all the way until next week for another Tuesday to see him again and have a meeting with him again. So much is going on. He doesn't really know everything that's going on out here and what's transpiring out here because the police station doesn't want him to have contact with anybody. He can't make phone calls. He can only receive food and 1 visit a week from anyone he wants to for 30 minutes for 1 week. So his contact is like very limited at this point. And the last time I seen him, which was on Tuesday, I was telling him there were a very, very high chance of us actually getting him out. And I can run a story by y'all. It was a very high chance of us getting him out that day and the next day after that. So what had happened was I seen Chief, and I was telling him, look, we got the lawyer, we got the judge, we got everything that we need right now so that we can put in place a demand for your release. And I was telling him everything that was transpiring and stuff like that. And he's like, everything is getting even more intense because of the fact that they're holding him illegally and they're not letting him go. Like, they're not letting him go. And Nicaragua has its own situation when it comes to that. So yeah, they won't give us any information on why they're holding him. They won't give us any information on a case, if it is a case on him. They won't give us information on if he's being investigated or if there's an investigation. They don't want to talk to us completely. They don't want to talk to us. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, we're his immediate family. Like, we are with him. We're up here every single day. I have his child. Why wouldn't you want to talk to us? Especially if you're insinuating or may think that we're being done something, or we're being done something by him. And so these are my thoughts that's going through my head, and they're not taking any outside information, so it's a very difficult and sticky situation when it comes to our situation right now. So he just told me that day, he told me to do anything that I can so that we can see him released. This is why we came up with the petition. We have other social medias, like all of the big social medias, like all the news and news articles and stuff like that. We're going to be hitting up so that we can put our story online, so that we can tell everybody, like, there's this new thing called what is it called when the cyberbullying? It's called gang stalking. It's this new thing going around called gang stalking, and it's another form of, it's cyberbullying. It's just in another form. And what these people do online is that they gang up in these groups and they stalk people, especially people of like high figures and stuff like that. And they cyberbully them. They make up lies about them. They say all of this stuff and they blasphemy, upon whatever it is that they're doing, and they say all of these lies and stuff like that. So it's called gang stalking, and that's exactly what's happening, cyberbullying. So we're willing to tell our story. We're willing to get in touch with BBC, CNN, news, Fox News, any media that's like really big to tell our story, because at the end of the day, he's in a Nicaraguan jail for no reason. And so this was the last conversation on Tuesday that me and him talked about. And of course he's like he wants me to tell y'all that he loves y'all, that he's thankful for all the support out there that we have been getting from all of the people who's donating to us, all the people who's signing the petition, all the people who's supporting Carbonation, because at the end of the day, this is what we came here to do. The same energy that these trolls are putting out to get him locked up is the same energy we need to have to get him out. And that's the only way that it's going to be done. You see what I'm saying? It's bigger than money. Money is just energy. Money is a catalyst to get us from point A to point B. And if you have money, and whatever you do with it will show who you are. It will show what type of heart that you have. You see what I'm saying? So you can have all the money in the world and do the wrong thing with it. And you can have all the money in the world and give it away because you know that other people need it just as much as you do. And deeper than that is that it's your exchange of energy and what you have to offer the world. Money is just a ticket. It's just a false imagery. It's a piece of paper. It's an illusion. But the actual meaning of money is energy. And what you do with your energy says everything about who you are. So we want to thank you, and Chief thanks everybody out there who's supporting him, who's sending their energy to get us where we need to be to see him free. Because at the end of the day, he's given us a lot of energy. He didn't necessarily give us money. He gave us his energy, his time, his wealth and knowledge. You see what I'm saying? He gave us that. He gave us his heart. And so what we do with him now says everything about who we are. So at the end of the day, we want to thank everybody. We want to thank all of our supporters. The trolls, there's not more haters than there are people who love us. Period, point blank. There are more people who love us than who hate us. And it's just a select few who hate us and that who have this false sense of power to think that they can do what they're doing. But at the end of the day, once all of the smoke clears and everything settles and everything is calmed down, when the storm passes, the truth will remain in the end. And you're going to fade away, and you're going to actually you're going to condemn yourself for doing what it is that you're doing. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Y'all, but we're not going to allow you to keep sitting here talking about us, making up lies about us, and think that we're going to be silent about it. No, we wake up every fucking day just to put our lives online so we can teach you and show you that there's a better way to live. There's nothing wrong that we're doing. There's nothing wrong that Chief did. Any video that you may have misinterpreted from your fucked up perception and the way that you want to look at life that you watched of Chief has everything to do with how you're thinking and not what's the actuality of the situation. Chief has got online to explain himself in multiple scenarios in any type of video that anybody have felt that they disagree with or that they didn't understand. But if you don't want to understand, then that is your way of life. That is the way that you want to live. So at the end of the day, you go your separate way. You don't have to sit online and bully us. You don't have to sit online and stalk us just to find something, just to make our lives what you think it is. So with everything that's going on, that's transpiring and everything, it's just to show us who's weak and who's real. At the end of the day, it's just collecting the elite and convicting the weak at this point. And we're coming close because Chief is in a situation that he's in right now. It's coming closer to the end where your minds, your hearts are being more callous. It's being more, you're locking your DNA into what you are going to live out your next lifetime. You're creating your next lifetime. And we're just here to help you out of that paradigm, to help you into a more righteous way of living, into a more righteous way of thinking so that you don't create that reality for yourself when you are transitioning from this lifetime to the next. So Prior to having that meeting, prior to having that meeting with Chief, we had already met up with our lawyer that same day, that Tuesday, which was 2 days ago. That Tuesday, we had held a meeting with our lawyer, and our lawyer was saying, okay, we got a judge, and we have to go up to the police station, and y'all can meet the family, y'all can meet us there, and we will ask and demand, not even ask, but we were demanding from the Supreme Court here in Nicaragua for his release. Now, even if he had a trial date, even if he was to walk in a courtroom and the judge, the judge would say the same thing. The only difference between the tactic or the strategy we chose to do. Welcome back. I'm going to just pin our comment again. It was paused, so now we're back in. So like I was saying, Nicaragua is denying their own judicial system. They are making their own laws, and they are going against their own laws, and that's not good, because now you have Chief in the situation where he's in a foreign country as an American citizen who cannot receive help from the U.S. Embassy the way that he should be because of the political turmoil between Nicaragua and America. So now we have to take another route, and the other route is to push the U.S. to help us, because he's a Nicaraguan citizen. He's a U.S. citizen. He's not a Nicaragua citizen. So a little bit more juice to the story is the fact that the reason why it took us so long to give the update is because we were so back and forth, and I wanted to give everybody very clear, definite points of what it is that we're going through and what it is that we're doing. Because if I would have gave you the update 2 days ago, it could have confused a lot. So this is what happened from that, since the time I posted that meme up until now. First, our lawyer, we have 2 Nicaraguan lawyers. So once we got our lawyer, we sent all of our information. We told him everything. We showed him our life. We showed him the cyberbullying. We showed him everything. On top of that, he did his own research as far as the laws that have been infringed upon Chief and everything that Chief is going through, and the illegal activity that's going on the behalf of the Nicaraguan National Police. All of this has been stated, all of this has been notarized by our lawyer and has been certified by the Supreme Court judge here in Nicaragua. Now we have to take the action to actually, the first judge that we got actually denied our case. First off, I want to tell y'all the situation politically here that we're in Nicaragua. We know, as citizens of countries, we know that every country has its own set of political issues or political standpoints when it comes to being a democracy, Republican, a Democratic, whatever it is that you are, dictatorship, whatever it is that whatever country operates under. Nicaragua here is under political turmoil with America. This is not to say that we don't like Nicaragua or anything like that, because we actually came to Nicaragua. We was like, oh, Nicaragua is very, very beautiful. We want to enjoy this place. We want to see the fruit, just like we have done with every other Central America country that we've passed through. We passed through all of the countries here in Central America, except for a few, which we were actually going ahead that way right before Chief was detained. So we came to Nicaragua at first, and we didn't know anything about the political standpoint between them and America. We're not thinking about political issues, because we're not here for political issues. We're here to proclaim the message, live our lives as we see fit, and do what it is that we need to do. Live in tune with nature and enjoy the fruit and enjoy the fresh air and enjoy everything that we came here to enjoy. And this is the journey that we're on in our life. So after some time had went by, of course we're getting trolled online. Like, we're getting cyberbullied online by all these people you see. They're just cyberbullying the shit out of us, and they're creating lies, and they're taking out videos, clips of 3-hour-long videos, hour-long videos, and creating it and depicting it to be what they think it is by twisting the words around and switching and twisting the content of the video. Now, if anybody ever go back to those original videos that they clipped those clips from, then you would watch the whole video and you would see what Chief is talking about. You would see what Eligio Bishop is saying in the video. So I encourage everybody to go to Carbonation. If you don't know about us, you should go to Carbonation TV on YouTube so that you can get a very clear, definite idea of what we are, who we are, and why we're doing what we're doing. This is not to go against anything or anybody. We just feel that there is a natural way to live life, and this is how we want to live our lives. Who are you or anybody else to take that away from us? We don't harm anything. We don't do anything to nobody. We don't talk bad about anybody. We don't make lies up on anybody. We just tell the truth. We speak it how it is, and we keep it moving, and we document our life. So this has been what has happened to us on our journey, is the cyberbullying. Everybody cyberbullies us. They make certain things up about us. They say certain things about us, lies. And recently the trolls have went to a whole nother extent to call the U.S. Embassy wherever we are. They would call the U.S. Embassy wherever we are and tell the U.S. Embassy that all of these lies and make up this thing about us. And the U.S. Embassy, of course, is like, oh, damn. They would even go so far to actually call in the police, the national police of the country that we're in, to tell us what it is, to tell them what it is that they think that we're doing, and tell them all of the lies and all of the blasphemy that they've put out against us. So what you have is, when you call these people, when the cyberbullies call the police where we are, of course, they don't want any criminal activity in their country, so they're going to investigate whatever it is. The first time this happened to us was in Mexico. Palenque, Mexico, and a lot of stuff was happening, and that was actually my behavior and the things that I did in Palenque, Mexico, gave the trolls, it gave these cyberbullies ammunition to use against us, to depict our lives in such a way that they could use it against us. So me and my husband Eligio, we went through our situation, like our relationship and stuff like that, and we documented our relationship online, so people actually got to see themselves in a relationship through us. There are many relationships out there that have the same disagreements that me and him may have had at one point in time, which is completely blown over and completely looked in the past, and now we have a clear understanding of what it is and who it is and what it is between us. So, and nobody's taking that into consideration. Nobody's taking into consideration that we're a couple just like everybody else out there, in a couple that's going through their ins and outs when it comes to being connected to a person. At some point, you have to agree in a certain way. You see what I'm saying? So this is what the people have seen, our relationship, and these trolls have taken our relationship and depicted it to what they want it to be. At one point in time, and this is why Carbonation really doesn't talk to any outside people, like as far as like Babylon family and stuff like that, because when we do that, you can use anything we say against you, when we're actually just looking to you as a friend, or to look to you for guidance or whatever it may be. But we can't depend on you because you see our life in a way that's fucked up. You don't agree with our lifestyle that way we think that we should live our life, and you don't support us, so we don't talk to you, and this is why. So when I was having one of my down moments in a relationship with my husband, I stepped out of our marriage and I called my Babylon dad, and I had a conversation with him, and it was simply just about normal things, like normal things people go through in a relationship. Normal stuff that people don't actually want to talk about, that their husband and wife don't want to talk about because they may be ashamed, or they may not want to lose that person, or whatever it is. But we're actually trying to salvage and keep our relationship because we see how important it is for both of us to have each other in our lives. So what we did was we just simply came out and started talking about the shit that nobody wants to talk about, and we're handling it between each other like adults, and we're getting through it, and we're getting over it, and we're not harboring and hiding this shit from each other and acting like I like him and he's not acting like he likes me just to be with me just because he may, it's not that type of situation. It's actually us just working the kinks out within our relationship. So when I walked out of our relationship to talk to my Babylon dad, he created this big thing in Mexico. Mexico came in, they ran down with guns on us. They pulled everybody out. They said that he was abusing children, he was a pedophile, he was sex trafficking all the women here. This is a sex cult. He's taking money from everybody. He's extorting everybody. He's doing all of these negative things that you see online. And I'm here to tell you today, and the rest of Carbon Nation will be giving their testimony soon, so that you can know that all of these things that's online are not real. When you go on the actual Managua website, to look up the article that they have on us, it is literally mismatched information. It's information way from Costa Rica, and that was 3 years ago. There's